Ooh, first of all, congratulations to George Mason. I think they played a hell of a game today. You know, put us in difficult situations from start, stepped up when they needed to step up. So, credit to Jay for doing such a great job with those guys this year and, coming out on top today. So I wish them the best of luck moving forward when they play whoever they play tomorrow.
It seemed like there were consistency issues today. What were you trying to do to combat that?
You want me to answer that one? I think consistency's been a thing kind of, all season at times. With certain things. It can be executing a small detail. It could be a missed blocking assignment or whatever it is. It's a really long season and a mental demand on the guys to be constantly understanding, because we do go into a lot of depth about what we want to execute. So, we had moments today where we hit it, and then as in we hit what we wanted to do, and then we had moments today where we were slightly off. And, unfortunately, volleyball is sometimes a game of inches. It could be 1 inch more and you have a block, or 1 inch more and that ball's in the court. So, it is what it is in the consistency side, but at the end of the day, hats off to my guys that, they still wanted to fight to the end, and the score might not be saying that. Credit to my guys that they continue to show up and, keep playing.
Feel like in some ways maybe missed opportunities from that first set because Mason was giving you guys a lot of service error gifts, and
sure, you can say that. If you win this first set, maybe things tides turn. You can look back. I can probably look back on video and watch 100 points that maybe we had a chance to win, but the cards fall how they are, and 25-23 could have gone anyway, but at the same time they were playing very well. That put them in that situation to win that set.
Yeah. For both of you guys, I guess to start with the getting over the emotions of yesterday's win and being able to reset things, was it difficult to kind of turn that off and refocus?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. We were on such an emotional high yesterday. Setting new history. You've never been here before, and we were trying to carry that momentum into today. And I said in the huddle before the game, like, we're still the underdogs. We're always going to be the underdogs, and we have to fight for every point. And throughout that first set, I think we did. But as Luke said yesterday, history unfortunately repeated itself for a terrible second set team. And like Luke said, we tried not to give up. But unfortunately, they're a better team today.
What for you?
Yeah, with Princeton being the last 3 games before the one today, we've had the same game plan, similar game plans that we've been following, similar strategies. We know what they're going to bring, and then abruptly that switches to a new team that we haven't faced in months, that has developed on their own. We haven't seen them in a while, so we had to switch our mindset pretty quick to a whole different dynamic, whole different type of blocking, serving, everything. So yeah, it was tough to change. We had to switch on the flip and try and come out today as as energized and as ready as yesterday, but it was definitely challenging. So
Garrett had mentioned a couple minutes ago about Mason's service errors in the first set. Once they started getting it heated up in the second set, how difficult was it for you guys? It seemed like you guys were having a hard time tracking them and getting them a good pass.
It's something we've been working on all year. Our assistant coach has been so focused on passing and serve receive, and we got Jesse, who's been playing volleyball for 2 years. He's still very new to the game, especially new to passing. And then Max was playing pro in Germany, and he was an opposite last year. So, at the end of the day, like, we did our best, and as you said, just like yesterday, they're one of the best serving teams in the country, and yesterday we could get away with it with our high ball management, and I think we had moments of that today. But like I said before, at the end of the day, George Mason just did too much for us today that we didn't like.
Yeah, for all you guys, obviously the loss stings, but how are you going to look back on the season, and what are your thoughts about the next season?
It was an interesting season for sure. Jake wasn't here last year, but going from 22-2 to having a rough end to the season last year, and then being 12-15 or whatever we were this season, and then having a sweep in the first round. It's pretty backwards, but it was a lot of fun. Lots of new challenges. I feel like we had a lot of more consistency and security last year, and honestly, I feel like that's what made it more fun this year. Is, like I said, new challenges, and Rob, our assistant coach, told me you can't hang your head on how we finished the season. And I completely agree. We fought our butts off.
Yeah, as a new guy coming in, I can say what a ride. I mean, it's just amazing how many different perspectives and new strategies that Luke brought to us. It definitely brought on a learning curve. I mean, a lot of guys have been used to what they've seen in their part of the world, and I mean, I'm coming from Damon, which had a very different strategy and method when it came to volleyball, and I mean, it took some time to get used to. We had to get used to each other. We had to get used to how he coached, the system. It took quite a bit, and I mean, the season didn't start as well, and we had some pretty tough losses with some injuries, and it was quite the roller coaster. I mean, when we put the emotions in and we got those wins, they felt that much better because we knew how hard we had fought and how much we had grown throughout the year. So these last few weeks have been some of the best in my career, just seeing how much we've grown as people and as players. I think it's credit to how hard this team has worked throughout the season.
Tough to sum up a whole season in a sentence. These guys did a pretty good job of it. I can't fault the guys. I think it didn't matter what day it was, when it was, the guys showed up and put in the work. I think we know as a group, and we all had conversations of when we were putting in, when we weren't, when we could have put in more. So, but end of the day, the guys continued to believe that eventually the lessons that we were learning along the way and the way that we were working was going to pay off. Which we were a bit more process driven this year because basically minus CJ and Garrett, we had a new team on the court, right? We had a completely new starting lineup, so it was a bit more process driven to get us to a point to try and peak towards the end of the year, which I felt like we definitely showed that we can do in the way that we played in those Princeton 3-game series essentially. So that all comes down to the way that the guys put in, day in day out. Garrett for 3 years, Couz for the full year. So as a coach, I love showing up and coaching guys that want to be there and learn a different way of playing and a different brand of volleyball. So, UC brand of volleyball hopefully is continuing to progress and not be the little kid that gets kicked around in the EIVA, and that we can continue to leave a legacy of this brand.
Okay.
Question? How are you guys able to maintain the energy from even the warm-ups to the end of the third set?
I mean, it's tough for sure. Volleyball is just like any sport. It's a game of ups and downs. You got to ride the roller coaster the best way you can. Yesterday I felt like we did a great job of mentally staying locked in. Limiting their service runs and just creating runs of our own. And today we didn't do as good of a job as that. So yeah, it's tough, but today we can do a great job of it.
Caffeine. Helps a lot. Just joking. But seriously, as Coach said before the game started, it's about having each other's back. I mean, one person can't carry the energy the whole time. So it's when I start dropping, Garrett picks me up. When I get up, I bring someone with me. So it's just having someone to bounce back off of for the whole game.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank